Hey everybody, Everett here, and today we're going to build on those first three super basic music theory lessons by taking some of it to the guitar. We're going to start by talking about major chords, and you know from the basic music theory lessons that a major chord consists of the 1, 3, and 5 notes in a major scale. So if we sing a major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 3, 5, those three notes make up a major chord. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the basic major chord shapes on the guitar that you no doubt know, and we're going to find the 1, the 3, and the 5 within those major chords. We'll play around with them. We'll move the 3 up to the 4 to create a kind of sus4 quality chord, move the 3 down to the 2, and we'll play around with that a little bit. Let's get our guitars and go for it. Okay, so let's start with D major. We'll just play a D major chord here. Your standard open D major voicing. And what I want you to do is sing the familiar major scale, the Do Re Mi scale, over this chord. Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do. Sing it with me. Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do. Try and sing that. If you can sing it, or even if you can only sing it in your head, you can understand the concept of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By singing, let's find the third with our voice. 1, 2, 3. Now we want to find that within the chord. 3, that's not it. 3, that's not it. 3, that's not it. 3, there it is. So it's not string 4, 3, 2, it's string 1. 3, 1, 2, 3. So we found the third. That's F sharp within a D major chord. The third is F sharp. It goes D, E, F sharp. In other theory lessons, we'll cover why that is a sharp and not just F. Okay, so by the way, it's probably occurred to you that all of the open voicings that we play on the guitar use more than 3 strings, but there's only 3 notes in a major chord, the 1 note, the 3 note, and the 5 note. So that means that 1, 3, or 5 is repeated within any chord voicing. So if I play D major, that's 4 strings, but only the root, the 3rd, and the 5th are represented in the chord. So at least one of the notes has to be repeated. And it's the root. It's 1, 5, 1, 3. So the 1 is played here and here. And that'll be the case with all these chords. If I look at A major, 1, 5, 1, 3, 5. So the 1 is repeated right there, 1, 1, and the 5 is repeated, 5, 5, and the 3 only occurs once. But sometimes the 3 occurs twice. In a C major chord, standard voicing, there's 5 strings being played, but only the root, the 3rd, and the 5th are represented here. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. So the 1 is repeated, and the 3 is repeated. But the 5 only sounds once. So now let's find the 3rd in another chord. Let's go to E major. Play your standard E major open voicing that you learn on the first day of taking guitar lessons. And sing 1, 2, 3. Where is that 3rd? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3. There it is. Can you find it? It's not string 6 or 5 or 4, it's string 3. 3. Let's move up and do another one. Let's do C major. Standard C major voicing that you learn on day 1 of learning guitar. And there's 1, 1, 2, 3. Where's the 3? Using our voice, we find 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. It's the next string up. It's string 4. 3. And there it is again at the top. 3. It happens twice in this chord. So we found the 3. You can find the 1s and 5s too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So this tutorial actually has a little assignment associated with it, and your assignment is to play all of the open voicings that you know, and you probably know D major, C major, A major, G major, and you probably know F major and E major. That's all of the letter names except for B. If you want to do a bar B major chord, you could do that too. So find the third in each one of those chords. In fact, while you're at it, find all the roots and fifths. See if you can identify the roots and fifths, but especially the third in each one of those chords, and see if you can sing the root, the fifth, and the third. 1, 3, 5. So try to sing those and use your voice and your ear to find the 1 note, the 3 note, and the 5 note in each of those major chords. And then once you've found those, come back to this video and keep watching it, and I'm going to play around with the third to alter the chord quality just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to play with the thirds a little bit. We'll start with D major. There's the third. Okay, to move that up to the fourth, I just move it up a half step, which is 1 fret. Okay, and let's listen to what happens if I change that note to that note. It gives me a sus4 quality. There's another video where I talk about sus4 chords, but your ear has probably heard them all your life. And you can tell that it wants to resolve down to the regular major chord. You want to hear that note go la. Let's look at how we would play the sus4, say, of an A chord. There's an A, a little out of tune there. Okay, so there's my A major chord. Okay, I'm going to find my third. 1, 2, 3. It's right there on string 2. Move it up a half step. And there's my sus4 chord. And you want that note to resolve down again. La, la. Okay, so I've moved the 3 up to the 4 to make a sus4 chord. Okay. Let's look at it in another case. The C major is a really interesting case because there's 2 3s represented on across the 5 strings. All right, so C major. Where are my 3s? 1, 2, 3. 1's on string 4, and 1, 2, 3. 1's on string 1. So if I want to make a sus4 chord out of this, I need to take both of these 3s up to the 4. Okay, so to take string 1 up to the 4, I'm going to take my index finger and flatten it. Turn that into an F. And then on string 4, I'm just going to put my pinky down right there. And there's my sus4 quality. C major, C sus4. Okay, so what happens then if we, going back to D major, what happens if instead of taking that third up to the 4th, what happens if we take it down to the 2nd, or down to the 2nd note in the major scale? So 1, 2, we take that third We're going to move it down actually a whole step, which means we're going to play the open first string, open E. Okay, so instead of this, we play. Now what's that? That is called a sus2 chord. The note is suspended. The note kind of wants to resolve up to that third, to that F sharp third. Maybe doesn't really want to resolve quite as much as the 4 does, but it still wants to. Okay, so what would that look like? How would we play a sus2 A major chord? Well, we take the third, we drop it a whole step. Very pretty chord. Okay. How about a C major? Okay, how would we play the sus chord there? We take this 3 and drop it down like that. Now you can tell that the third is still being played on string 1, so we might want to move that, take our pinky and put it on G there, 3rd fret, and turn that to a 5. So now we have a true sus2 chord, sus2 C major. You could also play it like this. So what I'm doing is I'm fretting strings 1, 2, and 5 on the 3rd fret. And so all I have for my C major chord, all I have now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 5. So 1 and 2 and 5 are the only ones represented here. So just to be clear, when we play a sus chord, we're moving the third. So the chord doesn't actually contain the third. So a sus4 chord contains the notes 1, 4, and 5. And a sus2 chord contains the notes 1, 2, and 5. And a straight ahead major chord contains the notes 1, 3, and 5. So it's really neat how we can move that third up and down to the 4th, a half step up to the 4th, a whole step down to the 2nd, and get those altered qualities. So, of course, yes, I do have an assignment, a homework assignment for you for the sus4 and sus2 chords. And your homework assignment is to figure out how you would play the sus4 and the sus2 chord for each major chord you know, and then alternate. Play the major, and then the sus4, and then the major, and then the sus2. And back and forth, just like this. For D, it would sound like this. And you can hear that third moving up to the 4 and down to the 2. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. And I absolutely encourage you to sing. You may have been watching my hand there, but that's a little bit cheating. I want you to try and figure these out for yourself. And let's do one more as an example. Let's do G, since we haven't played any G yet. So 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. You may find your own way of playing these, or different places that you can find the 4 or the 2. So I was just actually thinking of it off the top of my head right there. Okay, so in both for finding the thirds and the roots and the fifths of these major chords, and in moving the third up to the 4th and down to the 2nd, your homework assignment is essentially an exploration of these different chord qualities, and as you explore, you'll be soaking up an understanding of the theory behind it and what these chords sound like. So have a lot of fun, and I'll see you for another tutorial soon.